Okay, so let's see if this is working now. Stream health is green. Receiving your content. Your audience will see it in a moment. Get ready. Alright, so it must be like a little bit of time behind. Okay, okay. Okay. Now that is going. Ah, Frat King! Hey, how are you doing, Frat King? It may take a second for me to, this is my first time doing a YouTube live ever. So, like, I got on like 30 minutes ago. Hey, Clancy's here. Awesome. I got on a while ago, like a half hour ago, just to like test it. And I'm, oh gosh, you have to download software to be able to do this thing. So, my goodness. All right, so we'll, hopefully your guys' comments only have a slight delay between when I can read it and when I respond. But we'll just be on here for a while, just hang out and just have fun. Hey, M-Ray. All right, so let's see. Frat King says, I'm a big fan. What happened to the Halo videos? Excuse me. Well, thank you very much for being a big fan, and thank you to everybody. Whether you're commenting or not, thank you guys tremendously. 1,000 million, 100 million times over. Thank you guys for being subscribed for all this time. I know it has been it's been a long trip. With the Halo stuff, I've kind of fallen out of that. And just mainly because I don't really like where Halo has gone. When I first started with Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Reach, ODST, 4, it was a lot of fun. It was really exciting, and it was all this really cool stuff. And then they changed a whole bunch of stuff with Halo, and I was like, man, this isn't really what I wanted, unfortunately. And it's a bummer, but stupid thing, get out of here. Move over. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything set up so I can read your guys' comments and make sure that I haven't stopped being live. Alright. Let me see. Clancy. It says it is good for me on my end. Maybe restart your device? Question mark? Hey, Jacob. Well, thank you for listening to me. I missed all you guys, too. It's been a long time with everything. There we go. All right, I think we're good now. Hey, how you doing? Hopefully, can everybody see me? I know I got 6 people that says watching. Can everybody see me, though? I know there's a little bit of a delay between when you guys can respond and when I talk. I'm just waiting for responses. Hoping you guys can hear me. Let me see if I... Yes. Okay. Awesome. Good. Thank you guys. Thank you to both of you guys for answering that. There's a little bit of a delay. It's like a good 20 seconds. I'm just staring at the screen waiting. Oh. Okay. Good. All right. So. So, what's new with you guys in YouTube land? What are you guys kind of watching now? Is it still stop motions and still toy reviews, even if it's not Halo? Is it just toy reviews, or have you guys kind of just done all kinds of different stuff? I mean, it's been a long time since I've ever done one of these live things with YouTube fans, so I've longer than it should have been, but now I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things, so things are all really different now. Well, while I'm waiting for responses, you watch my Halo Reach videos a lot. Is that the Halo Reach gameplay videos or the Halo Reach toy review videos? Just curious. Because, one of the things I tried on YouTube, man, I really did. I really tried to push video game commentary. It was something I was not the best at, but I was trying to make it fun for you guys to watch. And I had the equipment. I could do it. I put up a lot of videos of it, and it just never really took off. Unfortunately, it never really went anywhere, which was a real bummer because, obviously gameplay videos are still big, but when I was trying to do this, I don't know, 6 years ago, it was really big. Gameplay videos were like, whoo, that was really popular. And I tried, but man, it just didn't. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold that has lasted for like 2 weeks now. It's ridiculous. But no, I tried and it didn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. Well, you're very welcome, Jacob. Thank you for, just watching all the stuff and just kind of going back and just sticking with it, because it's, one of the things that I have been sincerely grateful for over the years is having fans like you guys that have stuck around through all these different phases of my life. I mean, when I started doing videos, it was right out of college. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with life. Then I did a couple years of YouTube, then working at Chick-fil-A, then, getting married, now having 2 kids. It's been, and now getting back into social media and getting back into creating my own content on my own things. It's been a really up and down journey, and I know you guys kind of got the shaft, and I have some plans for stuff I'd like to do with with YouTube, but we'll kind of see. And hopefully the stupid cough, I've been taking some cough drops, I'm hoping that'll go away so it won't be so freaking annoying for you guys. So let's see. Joshua Joseph said, I watch a lot of toy photography videos these days, but I had to take a break from collecting figures and get more serious with my life. I understand that, but it's great seeing you upload videos again. Well, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, I totally get it. There was a time when I had zero like fun money. Everything was serious, everything. And then when I started dating the woman that would be my wife, I started dating. I mean, I was like, that was what I did. I dated. I didn't play games really. I didn't like, I do like collectible gaming. Like right now, I'm into Star Wars Destiny. Might be getting out of that because of the way that the company manages things, but I understand that completely. Hey, Clancy, I think you got it working. Awesome. Fantastic. So, well, let's go ahead and start this with, do you guys have any questions for me? We'll just, whatever you guys want to ask, I wanted to kind of do this and just see, I wanted to go over, what I'm doing now, what projects I'm on now, but I wanted to first just kind of give you guys an opportunity to just talk to me live and just ask me stuff, and we'll do that for a while, and then we'll kind of go from there. Wow, Jacob, that is I presume that's a long time. I'm doing very well. I'm doing good, except for this cold. Like I was saying, I'm trying to get past this thing, and it sucks because I'm trying to record my voice. I'm trying to do some live streams on Facebook, and now I'm trying to do one on YouTube, and it's like I won't be coughing, and then I decide I want to start talking, and then that's when I want to cough, and it's like, ugh, you can't do that during live stuff. You got to be able to just talk. So it's like, ugh. Let's see. What does the channel name mean or stand for? Do you mean Keeper of War or KoBaC? Because those were, I had changed. Thank you, Jacob. Yes, I'm feeling much better. It's basically all that's left is the stuff in the lungs, which sometimes happens when I get sick. It just, the last bit tries to drag out in the stupid lungs, and then we go from there. Oh, Keeper of War. Okay, so Keeper of War. So if you don't know, I'm creating my own sci-fi universe called Revelations. I've talked about it in a number of the videos, but in case you missed it, I'm creating my own sci-fi universe. It's going to be really awesome. I've already written and published 5 stories for it. It's really exciting. I'm growing a community, and I wanted to start bringing that content here to YouTube, and I'm trying to work that in and trying to figure out better ways. Now, I've purchased, you can't see it, but I got a new ring light. I got a webcam for Christmas. I got this backdrop that my wife and I are working on, a laptop now, trying to get things going. But Keeper of War, so in Revelations, there are 7 keepers. So the keepers, and a lot of people don't know this yet, so actually you couple that are here, you 10 that are watching, get to know something about Revelations that like nobody else knows yet. So in Revelations, you have this one big nation. All right, so there's 10 nations. There's this one really big one called the Core Republic. Long ago, there was some stuff that happened. We can get into that later. But there was, the leader said, look, we can't have this bad thing ever happen again. I need to go pick and appoint 7 people in charge of different areas in the Core Republic, and they're going to go out in the Republic and make sure that these bad things don't happen again. So one of the 7 keepers is called the Keeper of War, and I just thought that would be cool to rename the channel with that. Kind of, it's moving in the direction of Revelations, and I just thought that would be a fun idea to go with. Yes, I am Mr. Slamby. Yes, I am married. Have 2 kids now, too. So they're both little. The oldest is going to be 2 in a few months, and the youngest is like 3 months, coming up on 4. Yeah, so so it's been I keep myself pretty busy. So even right now, like, I'm, besides just being married with kids and stuff, I'm starting my own businesses, doing some freelance work, and then trying to do other stuff also with YouTube and Facebook. So I'm not a slow person by any means. I gotta stay pretty active apparently. When can I purchase? Oh, okay. Well, Jacob, if you'd like to know, the 5 stories that have been written, I'm going to be writing another one and having that published hopefully by next week. By next Thursday is the goal. Those are available right now. I'll put the link right here into the chat. Let me pull it up really quick here. All right, here we go. This link should work. Copy. Go in here and push the button. Paste. All right. Hopefully the links work. Error. Try again. What the heck? Error. Try again. It's my own thing. I can't post links in my own freaking chat. What the heck? All right. Well, Jacob, do this. Let me ask you real quick. Jacob, do you have Facebook? While I'm waiting for Jacob to respond. James Lope says, man, I remember watching all of your Halo figure reviews and awesome stop motions. Hands down, fave video was a Robot Chicken Halo stop motion. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you very much, James. Unfortunately, my largest video ever, I think, was the Robot Chicken parody, but it got flagged and then demonetized, and I think it's even been blocked and deleted because it said Robot Chicken, even though it said Robot Chicken parody. It was all my own original content. I mean, everything, and the freaking thing got flagged and taken down, which is so stupid. Can you do Swiggle's voice, please? Alright, I'm a little sick, so I can try. Let me get a drink really quick. You're gonna make me nervous. I figured somebody was gonna ask me to do Squiggle's voice, and I was gonna. Okay. I don't know. I need somebody to write something. I need to write something for Squiggles to say, so that it's not too long. Something short. Something that I can hopefully do. Let's see. Jacob's saying no, he doesn't have Facebook. Well, then I can try this. Let me try this. Let me try. Come on, where's the link at? There we go. Let me try this. Okay, so there you go, Jacob. That will send you to the link for Amazon. If you don't have an Amazon account, contact me. I can put my email on here too. Rick at fearnot.info. You can use that one. That's my email address. Go ahead and email me there, and then I'll send you the link where you can buy the book if you don't want to buy it off Amazon. Okay, so let's see. All right, somebody wrote something. What did you end up doing with your Halo action figure collection? All right, so what I ended up doing, unfortunately, was I ended up selling like everything. I kept a small bit. I kept Squiggles. I kept a custom Arbiter that I had done. I kept any of the figures that fans had given me that were like customs. And then I kept like a Master Chief or two. That was pretty much what I kept. And then when I kind of got back into things with Mattel, I purchased all those Mattel stuff. And then I'm kind of in the phase of maybe unloading those also to a fan that would probably use it better if I could sell it to them, because they're kind of just in a box right now, not really doing anything, unfortunately. All right, so James wrote something for Squiggles. All right, I'm gonna stand off screen, so I know you guys can see me because I can see the audio thing. But I'm gonna stand off screen when I say it because I feel kind of silly because I've never had anybody watch me when I do it. I always do it in secret. But anyway, okay. Why big brute? Why you take food from the nipple? It's a demon! Run away! Okay, so Joshua Joseph says, what's the story with your background behind you? Okay, so my wife and I, I decided I wanted to have something behind me that looked sort of like a galaxy, so that when I'm doing the stuff for Revelations, it looks cool. I have a nice, cool background. So we got this really cool idea to tie-dye a sheet. And we saw some stuff on the internet, and it looked really cool. It looked awesome. It looked like a really awesome starscape. Well, it didn't work. So then my wife, bless her, was trying to help me out, and she painted this. So it's not really finished yet, but we're kind of painting it and then layering stuff. So at the moment, it doesn't look like it's supposed to. So it's like in the work in progress phase. So, so we're still working on it. Does anybody have any other questions for anything else at the moment before we move on into a little bit of other discussion? I wanted to, like I said, give you guys a chance. I know some other people that are hopping on and watching. Give you guys an opportunity. If you guys have any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer some stuff. So, let's see. When did you first get the idea for Revelations? Oh, I got that, man, I was still in college. So it was like back like in 2008. It was like 2008, maybe 2007 when I first started. And the downside of being back then was I had this big idea, and I'm like, okay, wow, this thing could be so big, and this could one day like be like this really awesome thing. And I had all these ideas, and I'm like, but I have no idea how to do it. I can't write. I don't know, blah, blah. There's just so many things. I felt completely petrified for making decisions. So I put it off, and I actually came up with three totally different franchises, 3 different series, and Revelations is one of them. So maybe if Revelations takes off and becomes something, I might even go and do one or both of the other ones. So at some point there could be 3 really cool different series. So the one was much more fantasy, this one is science fiction, and then the third one was like a sci-fi fantasy. So they were all different, but they all had different elements and stuff, and it was really cool. So it's been a long time that I've had that idea. Do I have any pets? No, but I have 2 babies. I couldn't handle 2 pets right now too. My wife and I have talked about it. If we were to get a pet, it probably would be a dog. I'm allergic to cats. I don't really know what type of dog breed. Maybe a Scottish Terrier. I really like those because I think those are the ones with the mustache. They have that big mustache. But I have had dogs growing up. I've had a turtle, hermit crabs. I had a rabbit at one point. I've had pets, but I'm not the biggest pet person just because I understand that it's a really big responsibility, and I'm so busy right now that I wouldn't want to have a pet because I wouldn't have time to take care of it appropriately. So it's really not fair to the animal. So, some people have given me flack in the past. He's like, oh, you don't want a dog, you don't want pets. I'm like, well, it's not necessarily that I don't want to. It's that if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. And I've had a bad history in the past of just not being the best pet owner, and then realizing that as I got older, and like, you know, if you're going to do it correctly, you know, kind of thing. Let's see. Do you know when your advice series that you mentioned is planned to begin? So are you talking about the How to Write Science Fiction series? Let's move on to Clancy while I'm waiting for Big Boy to respond. What did you do with your Mattel Helios Grill? Well, I have all the Mattel stuff still, so I have all of Series 1 completed. But if I were to sell any of it, I'd probably sell it all, because I don't really want to start doing it in piecemeal unless I knew I could get rid of every piece, just because, you know, then you're kind of stuck with, nobody wants this one figure, so now you're stuck with that one, and it brings down the value of the collection because it's not a whole, and, you know, unfortunately it's how the secondary market works. Yeah, James, yes, about the pets, you know, it's it's just been my thing. I used to get kind of made fun of a little bit, because you're like, oh, you know, kids are like having dogs and stuff, and kids are not like having dogs. Kids are way different. Kids learn very, very fast. It's incredible how fast my 1-year-old at this point is like learning things, and like he's starting all of a sudden the last like 2 weeks, he's learning like a whole bunch of new words. So like in a year, he's gonna be nothing like a dog as far as like he can have a conversation with you. So it's very, very different. And how many dogs have I had? We've had dogs in the family, so even if they weren't mine, we pretty much had a dog. I mean, from when I was born, like, even when I moved out, like, my family always had one, if not two dogs. When I got older, we started having two. So, been around dogs a lot. Yes, the science fiction writing one. Okay, so, I've already scripted the first episode. I started writing down ideas. And so, that's going to be coming out hopefully this week. Well, it's already Thursday. I wanted to film it and have it up yesterday, but this stupid cold is making it hard to talk. So I might be able to get it up tomorrow. Maybe. Because I have another live stream that I'm doing Saturday night on Facebook, which you guys should all go to also. And then, so if not, I'm going to start it next week for sure. Because I want to do one a week. That's why I just want to start doing one a week for like ever, as long as I can, because I've already written down like 12 ideas for videos, like 12 ideas easy. So I want to keep it going, because it's going to take a very long time to get through everything if I don't get going. I have one bearded dragon, and he is still a difficult creature to look after. Also, how have I watched you since epic male fails when I was 9? That's a long time ago, man. Oh my gosh. My brother, my youngest brother, sent me a couple screenshots from this video that I did 2009, I think. It was where I had this transformer named Barricade, and it was like a live action thing that I did, where it was like the transformer was kind of difficult to transform, so I was like making fun of it, and it was a silly skit where my acting was like way over the top and ridiculous. And it was a really weird video, but oh yeah, see, yeah, Clancy, you remember that too? Yeah, that was actually a really fun video to do, the male fails. You know, a piece of advice for everybody watching. Let's see, I got 12. That's pretty good. If you run into something that you feel like is a really good opportunity, don't waste it. And I know that might seem kind of silly, because it's like, no duh, Rick, of course. But I had a really good opportunity. I had a lot of stuff that was going in my favor with YouTube. I don't know if I could have ever been one of the, you know, millions and millions YouTubers. But I mean, I probably could have been up in a couple 100,000 if I would have stuck with it. And I allowed issues with viewers. It was silly stuff, not a big deal, but it was silly stuff that it was my fault. And then just not being consistent with my content. and trying to do too much, but also not enough. And I completely squandered it, you know, and now I am very, very appreciative of every fan because of how long you guys have stuck with me when there's been like no content, you know. So, and I'm teetering still on 21,000 subscribers. So what I'm trying to do now with Revelations and with this point in my life is not waste it. I'm realizing how quickly life goes, how stupid a lot of things are, like as far as just day-to-day life. Like we get sucked into the rat race, we get sucked into drama, social media drama, political drama, all this crap, and it's just there to like just mess with us and get in our heads and slow us down from what we're meant to do. And I'm trying to move past that now. So if there was something I could pass on to you guys, regardless of anything else we do tonight in this live stream, if you get a good opportunity, don't freaking waste it. Make sure you at least try, at least go out on a limb and just try it, because it could be really worth it, you know. So let's see. The evolution of this channel continues to amaze me. Well, that's, you know, it's the way that things are, right? I mean, I try to be real on this channel, and I know sometimes people don't like it, and sometimes people really love it. That's just how it is, right? So, yeah. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Anything? I'm trying not to be boring. I really, really am. I got 10 of you guys watching, and I'm trying not to squander that because I'm really appreciative. So I'm trying really hard not to be dull as far as the content. But with the lag in between when I talk and then when there's a post, sometimes it's a little bit, and it's like, ugh. Couple more seconds. Any second, someone's gonna ask something, or I'm gonna talk about myself. I'm gonna do it. Anyone? I'm gonna take a drink real quick. Stupid cough. I hate this. Stupid. Oh, I like your hat, by the way. Have you ever considered joining the service? Well, I did. If I was to join anything, it would have been the Army. Just would have been the thing. I wasn't able to when I was younger. I'm like going to be 30 this year, but I wasn't able to when I was younger because of breathing problems. And I was trying to do stuff with video career and other things, but I am 100% full-blown patriot. I know some people aren't appreciative of the Second Amendment, but I mean, when you got the Constitution, you get all of them, right? You don't get to pick and choose which ones you don't like unless we vote, and it takes a process to change that. So while I haven't served, I appreciate each and every single one of our servicemen and women who have done over the years and now. All the sacrifices they have and everything that they've fought for, and that includes all the first responders too, and all the ordinary citizens that actually do vote and do participate in the process to try to make things better. So it's a collective effort. So while I have not served, they have my full support, you know. So that's just part of that. You said that you have something to talk about, or did I hear you wrong? Yes, I do. Well, it's some stuff that I wanted to talk about that I'm doing, just to share with you guys and get you guys caught up to speed. But I wanted to ask if you guys had questions first, so that way, you know, trying to make it about you guys first before I start just talking about myself. I could do that all night. I'm shipping on May 21st for the Marine Corps. Well, thank you, seriously, and I hope everything goes really well for you, and I hope you stay blessed and fit and able to do all that, and I thank you for what you're doing, because it is a sacrifice, regardless of what anybody else says, and regardless of the kind of crap you might get later in life. You know, people have to do it, otherwise we don't have a safe country. So we need people that are willing to. So it's a big deal. It's a very big commitment that I don't take lightly. So was the choice to give up reviewing figures hard for you, or was it a smooth transition? No, honestly it was difficult. You know, at one point I was making part-time income from YouTube. It was my full-time job, but I mean, I was really only making part-time income. but it was enough for me to be able to buy figures, do reviews, make my animations, and do some other things. And when that kind of fell apart, it took me a long time to come to grips with it, actually. I kept sticking with YouTube well past when I should have. When I should have moved on, or when I should have changed strategies, I kind of just kept doing the same thing, thinking that any day it's going to kind of take back off again. And it didn't. So it was difficult for me, because I honestly, I've told my wife this I don't know how many times. If I could get paid to do reviews, I would do it, because I love doing it. I really do. I know it's something simple. It's on like toys and action figures and model kits and other things that some people would consider not important, but I really, really do love doing it. And if there was excuse me, a company or somebody that would sponsor me and I could do that again and make money so that my family has a home, I would do it. I'd do 5 a week. Yeah, it would be great. I love doing it. So it was a bit of a challenge for myself. So there was somebody else. Clancy, yes. Yeah, man, whatever that tournament is, kick its butt. Do good. Any other questions, guys? Anything? I know we've already been streaming. Holy cow, it's already been a half hour. Can you believe it? It went by like freaking fast. Goodness gracious. So one of the things, while waiting for some questions, one of the things I was thinking of doing was I'm trying to do some more stuff on YouTube. So one of the things, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be doing a how to write science fiction. I'm now a 7 times published author. It's all been self-published through Amazon, so it's not really like I'm an expert, but it's kind of like doing reviews. Nobody deputizes you to do reviews. You just kind of say, I can do it, and then you start doing it. So it's kind of the same thing. But I'm going to share stuff that I've learned through writing. 5 of the stories that I've written are for, or 5 of the publications are for YouTube, are for Revelations. So it's science fiction, and it's creative fiction and stuff. So there's a lot to. I'm hoping I can help people who are interested in doing it. But besides doing that, now that I have the capability to do live videos, I'd like to ask you guys what you guys think. If you guys would like more of them, I'm willing to do one, maybe one once a week, and we can try to make it more of like a regular thing, regular kind of like hangout thing. You guys can ask questions, just updates on what's going on, and just kind of have fun. Just throwing that out there to see what you guys think. Let's see. Millennium Vulcan, did you like The Last Jedi? That is a heavy question. I'll assume you want the real answer because you asked, so I'm going to tell you. I have been a Star Wars fan, oh my goodness, since I was 10. I don't know. It's been a long time. I remember seeing episode 1 in the movie theaters because it was in '99, so I was old enough to go. And I have seen every Star Wars film in the movie theaters, and not every. I take it back. Every one that I could see. I did not see 4, 5, and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and then Rogue One. So when I saw 7, I was one of the only people that I knew that was like, that was kind of not that good. That was like a complete remake of Episode 4. And I didn't really care for any of the characters. And, I felt like Kylo Ren had this really, really awesome introduction. Like, he's like, wow, he's going to be a badass. He's going to be awesome. And then you're like, he's really, really whiny. Like, he's not scary at all. You take that helmet off, and he's always crying. And it was like, okay, that's kind of like an emo thing, I guess. All right. And then, Episode 8 came out. I'm like, man, this blows. I did not like it. And I honestly, I've only watched Episode 7 once. I've only watched Episode 8 once, and that will probably be the way it's going to be for a long time. Honestly, Episode 8 was garbage. It was poorly written, poorly executed. The acting wasn't bad, but I mean, it had scenes that didn't matter. The whole thing where Admiral Akbar died, but not the purple-haired lady. And the whole fact that she didn't want to talk to Poe, and they had that whole secondary side mission that in the end didn't matter, but could have been completely avoided if she just said, look, I have a plan, and tell them what the plan was. The whole thing with Leia in space, the whole thing with Snoke, Luke, I mean, the whole thing. The thing is, like, when you write, and I can't say that I'm an expert, I'm definitely not multimillionaire, billionaire people that have, like George Lucas and such, but man, when you write things and you build things in this box, and you tell the reader, the viewer, whoever, the audience, you're like, look, everything, this is how Star Wars is. It has this box. Now, we want to be creative, and sometimes we might venture out of the box a little bit, but when you take the box, and you're like, you know what? Let's just blow it up. It just change everything. It's like a shock to the viewer, because it's like, okay, if you wanted to do that, make something new. When you take established characters, and you take established ways of fighting, and you take established story arcs, and you take all this stuff, like they built up so much stuff from episode 7 leading into 8, and then Rian Johnson gets it, and he's like, I don't want to do that. Well, you kind of can't do that. As a creative team, you have to kind of keep the narration going and give the viewer proper closure on these things, and they did not do that at all. They dropped the ball so hard. And I know quite a bit about Star Wars. I played a variety of the games, the video games, card games. You know, I haven't read too many of the books, but I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm definitely more educated on Star Wars than the average consumer. But I wouldn't consider myself a fanboy by any stretch. But man, that movie sucked. That sucked bad. Sucked hard. And the fact that Rian Johnson is still going around trying to do Q&As and trying to prove his point and why he did this and that, because he knows, man, it's bullcrap. He has to know, and he's like, oh, I'm such a big fan. You're introducing characters that literally replace old characters that don't matter, we don't care about. You killed the old ones in a disrespectful way instead of giving them a really cool, like, you know, heroic going out. And it's like, man, they just really dropped the ball. And I hope, and I pray that if Revelations, which is my own story, ever takes off and ever becomes something really big, that I will listen to the fans enough to not make those sort of big mistakes early on, that hopefully, if somehow I become really stupid, that somebody on my creative team like puts their hand up like, yeah, I don't think we can do that, that I'll listen, because it sucks that George Lucas spent all that time and effort building something so awesome, and then Disney gets it, and they're just like, yeah, right into the ground. Let's see, any other questions? Big yes to the weekly live streams. Okay. Emo to the extreme. Yeah, Kylo Ren is a weak villain. So weak. When in episode 8, when they went into Snoke's chamber, and Snoke started just spinning his finger, and like Rey's just like flipping all over the place, and she's just like flying all over. I'm like, wow. He's a really cool bad guy. Like, this could be the bad guy. Finally, we could do this. And then, like, 2 seconds later, he's dead. And I'm like, what? Oh, okay. Crap. And then they had that fight scene, which was really good. And then, like, immediately they're like, okay, we're enemies again. I'm like, okay. And, like, Kylo goes on, like, this weird, like, super emotional teenager, you know, I'm gonna kill Luke. Why? Okay. All right. I mean, like, he tried to kill you first, but you are evil now. So, like, yeah, he made a mistake, but even though that wasn't really in Luke's character, replace Luke with somebody else, whatever. You know, Luke tried to kill Kylo to stop what he was doing, which might be stupid, but he did. And then Kylo becomes like the super evil that Luke was afraid of happening. And then Kylo's like, I'm going to kill Luke because he tried to kill me because I was going to become super evil like I am now. Like, okay. Like, that's terrible writing. It's caca. It's caca. Chief K, I was watching this when I was 9. Damn, I'm 17 now. Well, how do you think I feel? I was like, how old was I? 22? 22 when I started YouTube? That sounds about right. I'm going to be 30 this year. I'm going to be 30. 30. Goodness. It's a good thing I can still touch my toes. Yeah, and my ears. I can still touch those too. You guys have any other questions real quick? Do you still keep up with Breaking Benjamin? And if so, are you excited for their new album? I haven't. I'm actually surprised you even knew that I listened to them. That's weird. I did listen to them for a little bit, like on Pandora and stuff, and that was kind of how I started getting into them. I kind of got away from them. I ebb and flow where like I'll listen to a band that I really like too much, and then I don't really like them anymore. So I've done that with like Cutlass, Skillet, 1,000 Foot Crutch, some Breaking Benjamin, and some others that I'm like, yeah, these guys really go wrong. Yeah, oh yeah, and I'm like, I can't listen to this anymore. It's really gross. Because what I do when I listen to music, I typically listen to music when I'm, well, I used to when I was playing games, but now it's also like when I write or when I'm just on Facebook. So, you know, when I'm doing stuff, I listen to music. So I listen to music quite a bit. So right now, I'm actually listening to a lot of NF. I cannot say that I'm a big rap person whatsoever, but NF, it is rap, but it's different, and it's good. It's kind of like the style of Eminem, but not crappy. Take that for what it's worth. You still play Halo? I do. Not very much right now. I've been playing a lot more Titanfall. I really like Titanfall. Titanfall 2 is like, I love that. I borrowed the old Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I was playing that yesterday and today. So I was just kind of having fun with that for a bit. Yeah. Same with the age thing. Yeah, so a lot of us we've been doing this now on YouTube together as like a group now for like 8 years. So it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so weird. It's so weird to me because like I don't really feel like I've gotten that much older. But then I know it's been the same number of years, but then when I hear people like who was it? Chief K and others have said, "Oh yeah, man, I used to watch you when I was 10. I used to watch you when I was 12 or when I was in middle school. And now I'm in college and stuff." I'm like, "Oh my gosh. You guys are making me feel so old." I know it hasn't been that long, but it sounds like it's been so freaking long. So, have you seen Installation 1, the Halo fan game for PC? I have not. I am a terrible, terrible PC player. Console master race. Yeah. PC games, like first-person shooters, I am terrible. I'm terrible on the PC. I'm garbage. I can make it sound funny. I'll make it a good time, but I'm crap to have on your team. So, so I have not looked into that just because I think I might have actually seen something about it, and it looked pretty cool. If it's the one I was thinking of, but I myself, I am a garbage. Like I tried playing Counter-Strike. Oh, terrible. I think it was Planet Side. Kind of garbage. You give me a controller though, oh yeah, I got it. You give me a mouse and a keyboard, I'm like, why do you need so many buttons? Just give me some joysticks, some thumbsticks, and I got it. I'm good. Okay, so I got you guys here, and if you guys think of any other questions, ask them. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys what I'm working on right now. So if you don't know, if you haven't seen some of the videos I've done recently, I'm working on, like I was starting to talk to some of you, but I know I got 13 watching now, so I don't know if there might be some new, 14, woo, hey, the small things in life. I'm working on my own sci-fi universe called Revelations. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to develop Revelations into what could one day be something that thousands of people around the world enjoy. So what I've decided to do is to start really small and on what I can do. I can't draw worth a crap. I'm not a good animator as far as 3D graphics. There's a lot of stuff that I can't do, but what I can do is I can write. It's one of the things that God has blessed me with, is the gift of writing. It's not necessarily the most honed and perfect skill yet, but I can write, and it's pretty good. And so far I've gotten a lot of good comments on my writing. So what I decided to do is write short stories. I'm going to write 25 throughout 2018. And it is a really big thing for me because before 2018, I didn't write like at all. So I've written a lot already this year. And like I would write for college and other things, but I mean, I wasn't like an author. Like that's a new thing for me, getting into that. So I've already written 5 short stories. Each story is at least, goodness, at least 20 pages long. They're all for sale right now, all 5 of the stories. I'll get through a sentence without coughing. Okay, I think we're good now. And so I'm trying to write 25 stories throughout 2018. In 2019, I'm going to be writing full-length novels. So each of the stories highlights different nations and different characters throughout the Revelations universe. So if you were to purchase, let's say, story 1, and you're like, oh, that was really good, and then you look and you're like, okay, well, which one should I get next? Well, you would think story 2. Well, you don't have to. The stories are not numbered. While I've written them in a numerical order, you don't have to order them or buy them in order because each one highlights different characters. So, in different nations, like I said. So right now, like one of the stories has a very quick little reference. I think it's story 4 has a tiny, like 2-sentence reference to story 1. If you never read story 1 but bought story 4, you wouldn't miss anything. So that's how I'm trying to design things. Excuse me. So that way you guys could learn about Revelations, get into it, enjoy it, and you don't have to commit to reading a whole novel. You can get it like in little pieces, so short stories. You can learn about different nations. You can learn about different characters. You can learn about the lore of Revelations, which so far has been really exciting, and it's falling together, and it's really cool. And a lot of, like I said, people have been enjoying it. I've been building a Facebook community. We're up to, depending on, because I have a page and a group, and it gets confusing if you don't have a Facebook, understanding that. But each of those has like 150 people. So I'm building a community, and I would really like your guys' feedback as well, because, I mean, you guys have known me through a creative process that other people won't. All these other people, I'm somebody new. For you guys, you knew me when I was younger and sillier, and I'm still silly, still doing goofy stuff sometimes. You guys just understand me different, and I really value your guys' opinion because you guys have been with me for so long. I know some of you might be newer or whatever, but I mean, it doesn't matter. You guys have stuck with me through a lot, and if you guys are willing, I would really like to have you guys be part of that with me. So, excuse me. Any questions as far as what Revelations kind of is right now? I know it's probably a big question to ask. I mean, it's a sci-fi universe. It's in its own galaxy. It has humans, but they're not from Earth. That way, I felt like we could talk about anything and everything in this sci-fi universe and not be regulated to, oh, well, what about, the Republicans, like in the future, the United States in the future, what about China in the future? Like I can, while there might be nations that might resemble a country or characters that might resemble a person from history, that's just because storytelling involves, combinations of all kinds of stuff, experiences and things that the authors learned and just all kinds of things. But it's in its own galaxy, like Star Wars. So Star Wars has humans, they're not connected to Earth. So for storytelling purposes, it's kind of like you have humans because it's the easiest thing for other humans, us, to empathize with and sympathize with and understand and enjoy. If I were to pick an alien race and it was completely just this alien race, while that might be more accurate, for a lot of people, they wouldn't enjoy it to the same level because they need at least some sort of human element to connect with in a story. So that's kind of why I chose to go with that, just to make it easier. but I mean, they could be, slightly different DNA from what humans on Earth would be, while they're still called humans. They're a little bit different because they were born on a different planet, started on a different planet, and their DNA is slightly different. But for the sake of it, they're going to be called humans. All right. I see some things popping up here. So, and we value your attention and devotion. Oh, well, seriously, thank you. It's probably the least I could do, considering the ups and downs of everything here. How much do the stories cost? All right. So, what I'm doing right now, especially because there's a lot of new people, and you guys, one of the things is you guys got to get to a point where you trust me. And when I first started doing story 1, story 2, I really felt like I needed to prove myself. And I still do. I know that I still do, especially to any consumer, any customer. So I understand that, I'm up to story 5, which is impressive. But it'll be even more impressive once I'm at story 24, 25. I mean, then when you look back and be like, look what I did the whole year. Now there's all these stories. But in the meantime, I'm pricing all the stories for the near future at $1.97. They're going to be going up after a couple of weeks to $3. But every time a new story comes out, to kind of reward people sticking with me and loyal customers, I'm going to only be doing like $1.97 for like the first couple days or the first week or so when they first come out. So I know it's not a big saving, but it is a savings that I wanted to pass on to you guys. And if you ever buy a story and you're like, look, Rick, this story wasn't that good, I'd really like my money back, I'd be like, okay, I'll refund the money. If you purchase it through Facebook. Because what I've done is I've set up through Shopify, which is a app, basically. You can set up a storefront to sell your digital products through. So that way, as soon as you buy something, Shopify will immediately email you the file of the story, because each of the stories right now are in a digital format. They'll handle all the processing, the fees, and everything. So that way you're dealing with a real bank. It's not like you're sending me money through PayPal and then I'm sending you the product. It's through an additional business. So it's, my business to them, but you're buying it technically from Shopify to me, kind of thing. But I can still do refunds. So if you ever get a story and you're like, look, I really don't like it, you can keep the file. I'm not going to ask you to delete the file or anything. You can keep it. I'll give you the money back and you'll be on your way. I want to do that as a guarantee to you guys, for you guys to understand how serious I am. I think you're going to love the stories, honestly. If you like to read, if you like sci-fi at all, it's a lot of action. Right now, a lot of the stories deal with a lot of different twists. I really like, suspense and twists and stuff. And as I'm getting more experience as an author, I'm experimenting with different things. And one of the things that's really a really, really cool thing that I'm hoping I can start here on YouTube as well as what I've been doing on Facebook, which I would encourage anybody, if you have a Facebook, go over. It's facebook.com/revelationsuniverse. So it's spelled just like this, REVELATIONS, universe. And that should take you to my Facebook account. That'll be the page, and you can like it, and that's what I'm running. Anyway, that has the storefront right on there. The community that I'm trying to grow, the whole point of the community to me is super, super important, because I cannot, as a business, obviously succeed without customers, right? But customers aren't going to be loyal, aren't going to want to stick around if they feel like the business could care less about them. And I've seen this time and time again. So I have a business degree, and I decided, you know what? If I'm going to be doing my own business, I'm going to try my own ideas. So on top of doing like the money back guarantee kind of thing, I wanted to build a community where I, as the author, and maybe at some point I might bring on another author to help me, but I really, really care about what people think. Now, I'm not going to obviously go and change stories because one customer just said, look, it's terrible, you need to change everything. I'm not going to do that. But every single bit of feedback I can get, every person I can talk to who's read a story, everybody who's giving a review, I pay a lot of attention to, because going forward, I'm writing the stories so the community has something to entertain them, right? I mean, we play Halo, we play video games, we read books, or we go on vacations. We do all these things to give us a break from school, a break from stress with family, a break from stress with girlfriends and boyfriends and, all of this other stuff in life, our jobs. We use entertainment to give us like a mini vacation. And my job as an author is to write entertainment. And if you guys don't like it, I'm doing a bad job. And that reflects poorly on me. So I really try to build a real good community here where you guys and everybody else who's reading can really influence the way that things are going, the kind of content, the frequency, the combat, really trying to just get into this and have the community really participate in a way that I haven't seen any other author ever do. This is going to be an awesome experiment. And if this works and this catches on, I mean, the industry of writing could be so different. So I'm super excited. I think this is going to be awesome. And I just need people to give me a chance to show them that this is going to be awesome. And so far, like I was saying, all the reviews that I've gotten, all of them have been highly positive. I've gotten a 4-star or above on all of the stories that I've written. So 4 or 5 stars. And usually the only reason I got 4 was because the story wasn't quite what the person liked. Because sometimes the stories have been very suspenseful, a lot of twists, or they've been combat focused. Like one of the things that the nations fight with, because I'm a big fan of Mech Warrior, Titanfall, Gundam, stuff like that, I wanted to put my own mecha in the universe. So I've created what are called war mechs, which are basically, if you've ever played Mech Warrior, so you take Mech Warrior mechs and Titanfall, Titans, and it's like if they had a baby, they have a war mech. So war mechs are pretty agile, but they're also big and still strong, like mechs. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm exploring this. One of the other things I'm working on is playtesting for a game, be a tabletop miniatures game, possibly down the road. But right now, I'm working on the stories because that's something I can do now and offer a product to you guys as the fan base, as customers now, and you guys don't have to wait months or years for a game to come out. While that's being worked on, I can write stories today, and that's something that I can get going pretty quickly. So I'm gonna see comments here. How is the main story structured? Like, is it going to be dependent of the little secondary tales, or are they going to be spin-offs from the universe? That's a very, very good question. So each of the side stories, so basically through all these short stories that I'm writing, like I was saying, they're not really going to be connected with each other other than exploring revelations. So there's going to be characters in there that will become main characters later. Like in Story 5, the one I just wrote, and just got some other additions to editing and stuff put up on Facebook today, is called Shadow of War. That story is completely about Prefect Major Quintus Catus. Don't worry about the name right now, I know it's long. He is the head guy of the Core Republic, which is the biggest nation in Revelations, the strongest nation, the largest nation, the most powerful. And the whole story goes into why he starts the Reclamation War, which is where the main novels are going to take place in 2019. So we're getting a little bit of backstory of why did he start this war. And the whole point of the Reclamation War is the Core Republic is going to try to go at war with every nation. All at once, they're going to launch this tremendous, huge, massive war to reclaim all of the worlds that used to be part of the Core Republic. There's 195 planets in Revelations, and they all used to be part of the Core Republic 400 years ago. There's a bunch of stuff that happened. Some of the planets broke away, formed their own countries, gobbled up some other planets around them, so the Republic got really weak. Well, they're trying to take everything back over to go back to the way it used to be and to have a second golden age where science and medicine and poetry and art and culture, everything grows. So they're trying. So the Core Republic sounds like for the greater good kind of stuff, and all the other nations are like, well, no, we don't want to work for you anymore. We like being our own thing. So the Prefect Major, who is the most powerful man in the Republic, he leads it. Story 5, like I was saying, is all about him. Well, he will be a power player in the novels. So while this side story may not be necessarily relevant for you to enjoy the novels, it's just some fun backstory that you can learn about some of these characters who will be very important later. Now, some of the characters aren't going to be that important, or they kind of just explore different sides of the culture of different nations. So while I say they're not important, I mean, they're important people in where they are, but they won't be main characters or even secondary characters later. They're kind of just like, this is just like a cool, interesting story that we could tell that was really short, could fit in a 20 or 30 page story and be enjoyed by everybody. Let me see if there's any other questions. We're watching the next George Lucas. That would be super cool. But just like George Lucas, without customers, without a fan base, without a real community, I have diddly. I'm just writing stories for myself if I don't have people to sell it to and people that can enjoy it with me. So I absolutely understand 100% how much I need each and every single reader, because otherwise, like I said, I'm just writing the stories for myself. So I am very, very well aware of how important the customer is, and it has been one of the things that I've been disappointed with when I had a regular job and when I was going through school. And excuse me, still getting over this cold. And when I've watched other businesses in the U.S. and around the world do business with their customers and how they treat them and stuff, and I've been like, like some of them get it right, some of them get it wrong, but at the end of the day, I wanted to try my own style of doing business, and I think that I'm onto something. I know I'm going to learn a lot. I know I'm going to change. I've tried running a couple different businesses before, so I have an entrepreneurial heart, so I'm really excited about it. But like I said, I cannot do it without you guys. Every single reader is super, super duper, 100% important. So, like I was saying, right now there's 5 stories. They're up on Facebook. It is, like I said, facebook.com/ actually, you know what? I could probably write it. The stupid YouTube was getting mad at me. Facebook.com/Revelations Universe. Let me see if they'll let me post it. All right, so if you copy and paste that into your browser, it should take you to the page. Let me just double check really quick here. Yeah, so if you do that, it should take you right to it, and then you guys can check it out for yourself. There's a shop, like I said, right on there. You guys can buy the stories. It'll go through, with a real credit card system. It's not, like I said, you're not sending the money to me directly. You send it to Shopify, and then Shopify sends it to me. But if you guys buy any of the stories and you don't like them, I'll give you your money back. It's guaranteed. Not a problem for me, because I'd rather you guys be happy and satisfied as customers than worrying about me making $2. All right? So right now, the stories are all $1.97. They will be going up to $3. So that is like an entry-level price to thank you guys and thank everybody else who gives me a chance. And in the future, what's going to be happening is, like next week when I write the next story and I have it published, that one is going to be offered at $1.97. Like I said, for a couple days or a week or so for the early buyers, the committed customers, the people who really want to stick with Revelations and want to see it grow into something awesome. I want to give them a slightly better price so they can pay $1.97. Then, about a couple days, or like I said, a week later, after it's been released, then it'll go to $3. So I want to give you guys like a thank you kind of deal, and then we'll go from there. So, okay, Clancy had to take off. That awareness of us in your community is extremely appreciated. Well, like I said, it is what it is. Star Wars, I think Disney with Star Wars has done a terrible, awful job of dealing with customer concerns. Instead of saying, I don't know what you do, because they should have never let Episode 8 get out, knowing what is blowing my mind is that with Episode 8, you would think that Star Wars Disney bought it for $4 billion. That's so much money. That you would think that they would have stories, episode 7, 8, and 9 already written, scripted, done, locked in. All they need now is a director to do it, right? No, they did episode 7, and then when they got to episode 8, they're like, yeah, Rian Johnson, do whatever you want. Change it. I don't care. It's not important. It's only money. Whatever. And, then you got 2 different directors, 2 different visions, 2 different goals, 2 different agendas, and then they just change it so much from each other. It's like, what the heck? I thought you guys would be on a team. Episodes 4, 5, and 6 weren't always directed by George Lucas. but they still had they followed the same narrative. It was all coherent. It all moved towards something, right? And you would think that they would learn so much from 1, 2, and 3 from getting flack from the community that they, even though I liked 1, 2, and 3. They're kind of quirky, but I liked them. I thought Episode 3 was the best Star Wars yet. Rogue One could have been. Didn't like the ending. But you would think with 7, 8, and 9, they'd pay a lot of attention to the community. And then when everyone was complaining about 7, you would think, okay, when we get to 8, we're buckling down. We're going back to Star Wars roots. I mean, we're going to do this right. No, they just wing it. So, whatever. So does anybody have any questions about Revelations? I'm more than happy to go into detail, but I wanted to kind of give you guys like an overview. I know it's a little long-winded, but I'm trying to, as I get used to talking about it more and more, it'll get more concise and to the point quickly. But I wanted to see if you guys have any other questions about Revelations, about the stories, about where it's going, about what's already been written, what kind of stories. If you have questions about that, more than happy to answer it. I'm going to take a drink here while I'm waiting for the post with my cup. As a side note, real quick while I'm waiting, my wife and I made this shirt. We got this vinyl that we got, we put it onto the shirt. If you are interested in creating anything of your own, I will tell you that when you finally get to a stage like this, even it's something so small, just white letters on a black shirt, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like becoming real. When I see that, I've got a couple sales for my stories, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's actually people that like this stuff, that are willing to buy what I'm selling. It's so crazy, because I'm one of those people as like a behind the scenes kind of thing. With YouTube was really hard for me for a while because I was so critical of myself. And I would only post stuff that I liked. When I first started doing reviews, oh my gosh, they were garbage. Flaming garbage. Some of them were terrible. I would film the review the whole way through. I'd start watching it like, this is crap. Throw the whole thing out, refilm the whole thing, film it all over again. Because I didn't want to put anything out there that I didn't like. So with these stories, I'm writing them in a way that I like, but it's really, really fun, and it's really encouraging when I see people buying stuff, or I see we're getting a little bit more people following us on Facebook. There's more people asking questions. I get something printed on a shirt. At some point, I'm going to get stuff printed on a hat. I'm just like super excited, and it's just like, it's awesome. It's like becoming like a real thing. Is that shirt that you're wearing designed by you for Revelations? If so, can we purchase them? Not yet, but we are doing the costs and everything, getting all that analyzed. They are going to be for sale soon. Those will be for sale also through Facebook. So if you're not following on Facebook, go there. Like I said, it's right up there above it. Keeper of War posted, that's me. Facebook.com/RevelationsUniverse. Go there. Hit like on the page. Follow us on the group. There's all kinds of posts, all kinds of updates. I'm doing a live show on Facebook once a week, and I was asking everybody earlier if you guys would like me to start doing live shows also on YouTube. I don't mind doing it. It's a great way for me to be able to just just hang out with you guys. So I'm more than happy to do so. And there's going to be other content that's going to be coming out on YouTube. So it is a good thing to go there to. Okay. It's a good thing to go there so that you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. So let me just post this real quick. Any other questions? There we go. Sorry, I have to jump back and forth between two windows because unlike doing a Facebook Live where everything's done on Facebook, YouTube wanted to be stupid and you have to do things on a separate thing and then it gets posted to YouTube streams. So that's why I think also we have the delay. It's got to go through this other service and then go to YouTube, and then I have to have two windows sort of open so I can see you guys' comments and see myself to make sure that I haven't stopped going live and I'm just talking to a camera. You are the first YouTuber that I watch. Wow, thank you. That means a lot. And I appreciate you subscribing and sticking with it and watching all this time. Oh, wow, way back from Halo 3. That is a long time ago. Thank you. Seriously. Seriously, thank you. Well, if there are no other questions, I'm going to do another one of these in the near future. Probably be like a week or so. You know, if you guys get a chance, though, like I said, facebook.com/revelationsuniverse. Revelations, just like the way it sounds, not a special way to spell it, just the right way. And check it out. The stories are on there, like I said, right now, they're $1.97. You buy a story, you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. It's guaranteed, not a big deal. I'll make sure you guys are happy. And follow on Facebook. I'm going to be posting stuff here on YouTube. I wanted to, Facebook is really awesome because I can have way more interactions with the community than I can on YouTube. YouTube is really hard with that. They especially made it really hard to do like messaging and stuff, unlike Facebook, where like you can instant message and just boom, it's right there. I get an update on my phone, or I get an update on my computer screen. I mean, it's just boom right there, and I can ask questions. I can poll the the community, ask questions, post pictures, quick videos, live streams. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do on Facebook, and but like I said, still want to do stuff with YouTube. Real quick, I see a couple other questions pop up. How do you feel? Goodness gracious, stop coughing. Goodness. Okay. How do you feel about the vaping craze with the younger generation? Man, like I play tabletop games, right? So I play this one game called Star Wars Destiny. And I'm old enough to remember when people used to smoke in restaurants and stuff, and then they got rid of it. And now you got these guys that are going around vaping, and they'll vape, unless there's a rule against it, right in the store. And it's really weird because it makes the air smell really weird. I don't necessarily hate it. I personally am kind of nervous about them because I've heard about them possibly exploding. But with like young kids doing it and stuff, I don't think you should be doing anything that potentially could be addictive if you can help it. So that's just me, but not in Congress, so I can't make out those kind of rules. Will you ever team up with another person to develop and explore different aspects of your story? I would like to. At some point, I would love. My goal, my long-term goal, real quick, is like to wrap this up. My long-term goal with Revelations, if I have a base, and if God blesses it, I would love for Revelations to one day be the next Star Wars. And not just to be able to say, oh, look, I wrote this, but because then I would have the money to be able to do a show. I would have the money to be able to do movies. I would have the money to be able to do comics and video games and shirts and so much other stuff. And for me to be able to get to that point, I'm going to have to at some point hire and bring a team of people who can help write content along with me. So while maybe I may write, let's say, the main novels, but like maybe at some point the short stories will be written by a co-author, another author, where I just like tell them like, look, this is what I want it to do, but you write it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do that at some point, because the thing, as you get older, you start figuring out the things that you're good at. I really, it's gonna sound weird, I really love to manage people, and not like to be the boss, but I was a manager at Chick-fil-A, and I loved to be able to be in charge of a team, to be like, look, this is the problem, this is what we need to work on, this is the goal, this is what we're trying to accomplish, and to be able to, recruit, train, educate, equip the people to be able to do the job. Then we go through a challenging experience together as a team and accomplish that. That to me is super exciting, and it sounds so lame a little bit, but I love to do that. And if at one point I could get to where Revelations is so big, so successful, where I could just be like at the top and outline things and hire really good people to be in charge of like making sure that things get accomplished, and I'm kind of making sure that all these 3 or 4 big projects are moving forward, that would be the most blessed job I could possibly think of. To be able to create that sort of entertainment on such a big level, honestly, if Revelations works, it's going to change the game for things. Being able to talk to a community that influences what you're writing and be able to provide feedback, is going to change the industry. I've got ideas for ways I'd like to do some things that will require the audience to be a little bit bigger, but it's going to be really cool. I really, really do think so. I think it's going to be awesome. So anyway, I want to thank you guys. Seriously, it's been an hour and 14 minutes. For those of you who stuck through the whole thing, thank you guys 110%. Go to Facebook if you haven't already. If you have a Facebook account, you can send me a friend request. My name is just Rick Graham. You can send me a friend request, but join Facebook.com/RevelationsUniverse. Go there, join the group, like the page, and check out the store and read a couple of the stories or something and that you're interested in. And I'm really excited. It's awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for thank you for sticking with me tonight because of this stupid cough. But anyway, I'm gonna get going. Thank you guys again, bottom of my heart. I do appreciate you guys. You guys have meant a lot to me, and I'm glad to be able to start doing some more stuff on YouTube. All right, guys, so I'll talk to you guys all again later. Thank you very much. Hopefully you guys have an awesome weekend. All right, guys, see you guys on Facebook.